Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Caravan of Garbage, where we're making our way through the Caesar Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Oh, et tu, Brute?
Oh, there's a bit of that in this.
A little bit, isn't there?
Sometimes you think your mate, who's an ape or whatever, is a good bloke, but he sucks. Killed a bear for you earlier, so you think he's on your team.
I can't believe you betrayed me, the most obviously evil ape that there is. With that face, the betrayal face you've got, the evil betrayal face.
He does have that, doesn't he? A lot going on. Yeah. But you know who never betrays us?
The viewers.
That's right.
The viewers and the listeners.
By leaving us a like.
That's right.
Yeah. If they don't leave a like, that is obviously a betrayal.
That's maximum betrayal.
But they never do that.
That's right.
Because they're always supporting us.
That's right.
They're boys.
Yeah.
You got to support your boys.
Family.
We're
family.
Yeah.
YouTubers and viewers. Family.
Family.
I'm doing sign language. I'm doing the podcast as sign language.
I'm doing the heart.
Yeah,
the
nice.
heart with my hands.
the YouTuber sign language, yes.
That's right. Yeah. Anyways, in the lead up to this, Rupert Wyatt, who directed the first movie, decided not to return because he wasn't comfortable with the May 2014 release date, a mere 3 years after the last.
And it turned out he was afraid of apes also.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't even get through that first one. Maybe he didn't know it was a monkey film until they did all the special effects. Then he was like, oh my God.
Yeah, right?
Terrifying.
I thought this was about San Francisco being taken over by people in grey body stockings with dots on them. They're being lured across the Golden Gate Bridge with a tennis ball on a stick in front of their faces. But it was apes. I hate them.
Yeah, he hates them. So they had Matt Reeves step in.
Never heard of him.
Well, he directed The Batman, among other things.
I have heard of him.
Yeah.
And didn't he direct Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
Actually, that is true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the original draft was set much further in the future, and it had apes speaking almost flawlessly. But with this version about 15 years after, we're not quite there yet. And Caesar also played a much smaller role. But Reeves thought, I'm going to rewrite this. I'm Matt Reeves. I'm here to write a good movie.
Yeah.
And I'm going to change it so it's only set 15 or so years after. He's also a huge fan of the original. Him and Michael Giacchino, who was the composer for this, they still have the original Planet of the Apes toys. I bet they suck as well. What are you even doing with that? I don't believe in science. Well, I do believe in science.
It's the I believe in science action. You squeeze their legs together. I do believe in science, and now I'm going to do a big ape judo chop. A bunch of big fans of Planet of the Apes in this.
Oh, yeah.
Notable are Judy Greer, who's Cornelia,
Yep.
who is Caesar's wife. Unrecognizable, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
But
I recognized her.
Yeah. So she worked with Andy Serkis on 13 going on 30.
That's my brother's favorite movie.
Which brother?
The one you don't like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or suddenly 30, depending on where you're from.
Sure.
But as I understand it, he knew she was a big fan and so invited her to be on this movie. She had a Planet of the Apes themed wedding.
Oh my God.
With an ape bride and groom cake topper. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Well, it's fun, right?
So yeah, James Franco, he's killed pretty much everybody on the planet. Thanks a lot, James Franco. RIP in real life, obviously.
Absolutely.
We'll never know what he was really like. But you can really see the advancements.
We can guess, though.
There's some, there's some clues, some hints.
Yeah.
But you can really see the difference, the leaps forward in technology here. I mean, opening it on Caesar's eyes and like pulling back, and it's like raining wet fur, Mason.
And then he's like, I suppose you're wondering how we got here.
No.
Record scratch.
I wasn't wondering. They ran into the woods in the last movie. I wasn't actually wondering at all. I remember. 1 million hairs per chimp. What do you think of that? You like those numbers?
Those are good numbers, yeah.
They've moved the model forward a little bit, especially Caesar. It's more Andy Serkis-esque, which you probably noticed. He's different from a lot of the other apes because he walks more upright because he was raised in a human household. But they had to redesign.
He's always leaving the toilet seat up.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic men behavior, am I
That's
right?
right. Always eating the last banana out of the fridge.
You keep your bananas in the fridge?
He does. I was raised by James Franco. You know what he's like.
Yeah, I know what he's like. I mean, we don't really know what he's like because he died.
Yeah.
They also redesigned all the primates to make them more capable of speech because that's obviously a more detailed model that you need to do. In particular, one of the things that was a challenge was the raspberry.
Sure.
Because when you directly translate that from a human to an ape, the facial structure is completely different. So you can't do it like that. They had to the process of just doing that alone. I watched a video on it. I'm like, this is too much. I just wouldn't have done
There's
it.
a general in a hermetically sealed bunker in a deleted scene where they're looking at footage of the monkeys and they're like, their entire facial structure's been altered by the virus. They can blow a raspberry now.
Another big difference in this one is that 85% of this is on location, real location. They built most of that ape village and just had people walking around in grey jumpsuits and etc. So that's really impressive to be able to do all of that outdoors, wet, moist, all of these things.
Sure. But movies are real.
Movies
and
are
movies
real.
are back.
Yeah.
It was so over.
Yep.
2014, it's back.
So back. Yeah.
Side note, just what I loved going back to this movie, I loved that I'm like, okay, time to relax. You know, there's a lot going on in the world currently. Time to go back to the before times, 2014, and watch a nice film about a virus that spreads across the earth and gives everybody a really bad time. And some people don't believe it exists, and some people believe that it's manufactured. And
here's the thing, and I'd forgotten this for some reason. These movies, they're so sad. Like you think like, oh, these are fun action movies about gorillas and whatever. And they are, but it's mostly just grim stuff.
yeah, I didn't forget.
I did. And I find the complexity of the characters really interesting. So Gary Oldman, he's not really a bad guy. He's just a guy who lost his family. He's trying to keep his community together. And he's just like, I'm just going to have to kill all these apes and myself in the process. Like, he's not happy about it. He's not cackling away. He's just like, you fucking back me into a corner here.
So in this movie, of course, the apes have spread out across the world, and there's you know most of
not really.
Well, most of San Francisco.
Yeah.
And most of humanity's died out, but this little pocket of humanity needs to go to a dam and fix the dam. So they can get electricity to get
over it.
To get over it, exactly. But they encounter the apes, and there's a bit of a to and fro.
Yep.
Exactly. But yeah, like Gary Oldman is the leader of this kind of colony, and there's a moment where he's when you see his humanity, where the dam is repaired and the power comes back on and his iPad lights up.
Yeah.
And you see like a little.
He's like, oh, Flappy Bird.
Yeah, that's right. You see a little photo of his family, and he's like, oh, and he's all sad, and I'm like, I would have just used my memory to remember my family, idiot. Flappy Bird would have been funny though.
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah. I tell you what, though, there's some classic dad behavior in this, particularly with Caesar. There is a big father-son dynamic, and they give his son a scar pretty early on because they you got to make the main ones look different enough.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
if you have a bare scratch one across the body,
Nice.
that's easier later on in the movie. Apparently,
You can wear like cool jackets and stuff, like
They could
a
wear it.
varsity, you know.
that would be so cool.
Yeah, nice.
It says college ball on the back.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It says Super Monkey Ball on the back is what it says.
Apparently, there was a healthy 7-figure deal given to Andy Serkis to return.
Ooh.
You need him though, don't you? And Koba now is played by Toby Kebbell.
That's right. Formerly Doctor Doom, or later to be Doctor Doom. I can't remember.
Later, yeah, the
Okay,
next
right.
year. Oh, he was gearing up for Doctor Doom. Big time.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to see that one.
Awful on set. He's like, guys, I'm just slumming it here.
Yeah.
As a gorilla, but
I'm way better than any of this
that's
and all
right.
of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be shooting into the stratosphere later.
I'm going into the MCU. Nobody tell him.
That's right.
Nobody tell him.
I'm actually being dosed with cosmic radiation as we speak in my trailer. So I'll see you losers
Absolutely.
some other time.
I think as a villain as well, like he sucks obviously, but it makes sense. It's like, yeah, he was tortured by humans his entire life, and then he got in a big punch up on a bridge and saw a bunch of his mates get machine gunned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course he's a lunatic. Of course he's like this.
I love his little Kaiser Soze turns. Like
Oh,
initially he's
my
like,
God.
when he's interacting with humans, and there's a moment where he's like having fun playing with them, and then he turns away and he's like, ooh, evil.
Yeah.
Evil glare.
Incredible. That bit where he picks up the machine gun and he's just sitting down together. It's probably not specifically a machine gun. Shut up, gun nerds. They're always in here. Mason, talking about different stocks. Go somewhere else.
They're always in there going, the bloody AR-15, it stands for Assault Rifle 15. They're always saying that. They're always saying that.
Yep, that's
and
right.
I say you're correct.
But just really a solid decision to bring that character back in this capacity. I really enjoy that. And to make him the head of the Apesurrection.
That's right.
No.
Don't say that.
Wait. This is still in though?
Yep, definitely.
Oh, no.
Yep, we couldn't think of anything better. So it's the Apesurrection.
Did you notice the bit where he was standing on the American flag and they were herding humans into a camp? Was that an accident? What a people
Do
thinking
you think
about
he
this?
accidentally
Yeah.
visited his revenge upon the humans?
No, I think as a shot.
Oh.
As putting a scene in a movie that might mean something. Does that mean anything or is it an accident?
I think most shots in movies are accidental.
Okay, cool.
That's the beauty of art.
Yeah,
You
isn't
just
it
get the
just?
camera rolling, you have people just walk in front of it and you see what happens.
Yep, absolutely. Some human characters that appear in this. No returning human characters, which is often the way with these movies.
That's true.
Smart. You don't have to.
Thought Jason Clarke was great in this.
He was gearing up for Terminator Genesis.
Australia's own.
Woo!
Yeah, that's
He was
right.
gearing up to sit in that tiny room with Oppenheimer and yell at him.
Oh, that's a great scene.
Isn't it just?
God, I'm glad he got that role. He's good.
Me too. Really good in this.
Better than Terminator Genesis.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than the movie Terminator Genesis.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Gary Oldman, as mentioned. Felicity, what's her name? Not Felicity.
Kerry Russell.
Yeah.
Her name is not Felicity James.
I don't know that. Kerry Russell's in this.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Smith-McPhee. Just a really good human cast. That guy who's sinister. He's sort of the bad guy, but he's just afraid. Just afraid all the time.
Sure,
that guy. All of that's really good. So the big ape battle at the end. What I love about that is I see both sides. I see how we got here.
Yeah, huh.
I see Koba shooting Caesar and pretending he didn't shoot Caesar and the human shot Caesar.
Yeah, nice.
And so you're seeing...
He learned that from us.
That's right.
He learned that classic betrayal from us.
Yep.
Betrayal and lying, that's human stuff.
That's true.
That's just gorgeous work.
Yeah, at the end when Caesar kills him, he's like, you're a bloke. You're not an ape. You're a bloke. I hate that about you or whatever. You know, it's a spectacular action scene, you know, with the tank and all of that and it's spinning. It's kind of the wonder and you see the carnage unfold. There's a moment where, you know, he's running, he's got 2 machine guns and he's on the horse.
God, that's what we're here for. This is the good stuff. You know what? I like the last one. You know,
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's great.
And it's been a slow build and you know, and that was fine. You know, it's a nice slow build, building that tension. But this is what we want. We want apes on horseback firing machine guns.
I think the reason why the first one works as well is that it could easily just exist on its own. And the future is the Charlton Heston one or whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Where they took elements from that, which were sort of threads to what could happen next, and they built on it in a really organic way. They didn't start this and go, we're doing the Planet of the Apes trilogy, we're gonna do 3 movies, then we're gonna set 200 years in the future.
Who is this? Is this Matt Reeves?
This is me, I'm Matt Reeves. I'm coming, I'm taking over.
I'm gonna do Batman. You guys stop me. I'm gonna do it. We better do what he says.
Yeah. Yeah, love all of that.
I think he's got a gun in his old-timey waistcoat.
I do. But look, that battle's all great, and it's also very tragic because you're just seeing so many people and various primates getting gunned down, and it's all for naught. Why is this even happening? Just stay in your lanes, both of you. You've actually taken this too far. I see both sides. I'm an enlightened centrist.
Okay.
I bring that to just all aspects of life.
Okay, well, I'm on the side of that guy who was afraid and he brought a gun everywhere. That's my guy.
And look, man, I love the battle. It's great and tragic, but my favorite part is where they tip the bus onto all the apes.
So you're on the side of my guy as well.
I guess I am.
He would have done that if he'd lived to that point.
Yeah, you're probably right. He would have, yeah. But I tell you what, just watching a chimpanzee and a bonobo have a punch up on top of a skyscraper like it's the end of Spider-Man, and they're screaming at each other, and just seeing that and just made me go, we've come a long way in movies, haven't we? It's amazing that you can watch that and it's not silly.
Yeah.
It's really like, because they took the time to build the characters up, and they took the time to give Koba a very ambiguous death in case they wanted to bring him back.
That's right.
He fell in a way where it's like, I've seen an ape take a fall like this
Exactly.
in real life.
He didn't fall into helicopter blades or something. you
No,
know?
exactly. That's exactly right. What's also interesting about these movies is they don't really follow up what happened to anybody, like the previous humans. But
That's true.
But I actually have information on what happened to Jason Clarke's character.
Is this in a spin-off comic book or something?
It's in the novelization of What Pota,
Oh.
War of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
So apparently Malcolm, which
Just
is
says he died on the toilet.
yeah, he fell into the toilet. He was stuck. He said, "Help!" No one heard him. He died. He's stuck there and he died.
Wow.
Bum first. Tragic, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not even thematically related to this series.
Doesn't mean anything.
It's nothing, but that's the nature of war, isn't it? And survival. Sometimes you get stuck on the toilet.
That's right. So Malcolm was let into McCullough's tent. So that's Woody Harrelson's character, we'll be talking about next week, and begged him to make peace with Caesar and the other apes. Malcolm told the colonel that Caesar was not just an animal, but he was also a great leader. This was dismissed, and he was promptly executed for support of the apes.
Sit on that toilet.
No!
Sit on it.
So yeah, pretty tragic stuff.
Okay.
for old Jason Clarke, Australia's own. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You got any more notes or?
Here's a fun little fact that I didn't notice the first time I watched this, is that Cody Smith-McPhee's character is carrying around in his backpack a copy of Black Hole by Charles Burns, the graphic novel that he teaches, that he shows to Maurice and helps him learn, helps him with his reading.
Yeah.
And I'm like, boy, that's if you've read that, that's a real, that'd be a real odd book to explain to an intelligent ape, I feel.
You think?
Yeah.
Maurice is pretty intelligent. He already knew sign language before he got super smart.
That's true.
Dogs here, everybody.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. That again,
How do you explain the concept of fiction to an ape?
Oh God!
Because first of all, you have to remember which one is fiction and non-fiction.
Oh,
you have
God.
to do that little dance in your head.
Yep. Okay, so it's non-real, not real. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
So is that non-fiction? No, it's the other one. Okay. Where are you going, Maurice? Why do you have that big rock in your hand, Maurice? Where are you leading me? To the toilet? No, Maurice, no.
The apes have just set up a toilet in their village.
That's right.
Just
the
for that
sacrificial
purpose.
toilet.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Love that. Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's everything.
You know what it's time for then?
What's it time for?
It's time for Dawn of the Trivia of the Apes of the Trivia.
Yes.
The trivia section of the show. So Gary Oldman said in 2014 in an interview that he didn't like many of the films that he's made. And he just acted in them because like money and stuff. Even the critically acclaimed ones, some of them. Didn't like Dracula?
Huh.
I thought he did a good Dracula.
I think he did too.
I mean, he did bad things within the movie and I don't condone that. But I thought he did a good Dracula.
I condone everything he did in that movie.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But he said he
But I
decided...
don't condone what he did as Commissioner Gordon.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Steal Batman's car for a minute to blow up a bridge or whatever he did.
Sure, yeah.
But not cool, man. That's Batman's car.
That's right.
Get out of it.
That's right. That's theft. You should be in prison, Commissioner Gordon.
But he said he decided to work on this film because he was a fan of the original movies and he thought the script was very good. So that's nice to hear.
Right. For now.
Yeah. He also did RoboCop this year. Not this year. The year that this came out. Two good movies. Also, you mentioned the photos.
He was in RoboCop? RoboCop remake.
Yeah, he's RoboCop's dad. He builds RoboCop. He's like, RoboCop, I've made you. RoboCop's like, can you kill me, please? And he's like, legally, no. Well, maybe. But no, just no, I won't. They pay me a lot of money to do a RoboCop, so I'm obviously not going to do that. Yeah. I'll just pretend I'm conflicted about all the ethics behind this, whatever. Thank you. But you mentioned the photos on his iPad. That was Gary Oldman's real family. Maybe he hates them. Maybe that's why he was able to cry. He's like, God, my family. Oh, I do acting to escape my family. Apparently, James Franco didn't know that he was in this movie, and the footage that was used was left over from the previous one. But also, he wouldn't know that because he died.
That's true, yeah. R.I.P.
He wasn't a real one, but I don't know why. I just get the feeling that he wasn't a real one, you know?
Vibes, I think.
Yeah, vibes. Yeah. And how's about this? Most of the apes were digitally animated after real-life examples. And so, the one in particular which caught my eye, well, not in the way that it caught other people's eyes, Cornelia, who plays Caesar's wife, played by Judy Greer, they said they used the sexiest female chimp they could find and then build her out from there.
Who's judging that?
There's a video of it. I watched a video where a guy said sexiest female chimp. So ask him.
What's the lady ape in the Donkey Kong franchise? Was it just photos of her?
Trixie Kong?
Maybe,
yeah. Maybe it was the lady ape from Donkey Kong. Anyways, on a budget of $170 million, it made $710 million.
Nice.
Huge.
Movies are back.
Movies are back. That's up on the $481 million the previous one made, which was terrific. But this is even more terrific.
Again, these movies just sort of quietly come in and everybody's like, love apes.
Yep.
Let's make this happen.
Do I have to see the previous one? Nah, there'll be like a map at the start and there's red lines.
Are there going to be any sexy lady apes? Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Apes erection. Am I right, everybody?
That's right.
Anyways, we're going to be back next week to talk about War of the Planet of the Apes.
That's right.
And you can actually see that early if you head over to bigsandwich.co. That is our private subscription service. We don't paywall anything, except we do.
Those things we said behind this thing.
That's right. So the videos go out there early. We do movie commentaries. We have done one on the original Planet of the Apes if you want to watch along with us.
Oh, that's right.
That's a lot of fun. We do video game Let's Plays. We do bonus podcasts. We do a comic book club, don't we?
Yeah. Unrelated, we also did a video once on where we played one of the Planet of the Apes games, right?
Yes, we did.
Atrocious.
It's an atrocious game released in conjunction with the Tim Burton version, but based on the original movie. Yeah, that's a fun video. People
and
to
you
check
might
it out.
say that particular mishmash wouldn't work, and it doesn't.
That's right. Check that out if you like. Also, we have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. That comes out every Monday if you are keen. Speaking of course, we will be talking about the new Planet of the Apes movie when it comes out, which I'm looking forward to talking about.
Me too.
But not before.
Do you think the astronauts are going to come back? When are the astronauts going to come back?
Yeah.
Nice. Great.
I think they're all going to come back.
I think they're going to come back. Who would be the Charlton Heston?
Charlton
Glenn
Heston.
Powell?
No, Charlton
Get
Heston.
Glenn
Charlton
Powell.
Heston. Charlton Heston, bring him back.
I guess they can. They've got technology.
They got technology.
And he's not around to stop them. So.
That's right, yeah. James Franco, you can bring him back.
Bring him back.
Digitally.
How did I end up in this spaceship? I don't understand. I thought I died in the franchise and in real life. You did.
Both, yes.
You're just bits and bytes on this mainframe in hell. That's where you are.
Oh, thank you so much to Ben and Lawrence for the edit.
Thank you, Ben and Lawrence.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week. Grab that banana.
Banana. Minions. They're always saying banana.
Oh, they have not saying that.
They're always saying banana.
Don't die in the toilet, folks.
Don't do it.
That's my sign off now.
Well, that's a good one.